Going on, everybody? Talk Your Plays here, and I have here my week 6 predictions, starting off with the Eagles versus the Giants. Obviously, I do think that the Eagles are going to get away with this win. I just think they're more of a complete team. Obviously, the Giants have their struggles on defense, one of the worst rushing defenses in the NFL, and against the pass as well. They are the seventh worst. I think if you're the Eagles, you want to stick to your roots. Hopefully, they can get more Saquon involved in this game. The passing game was a lot better for them last week against Denver, but obviously they fell short in that one. I do have the Eagles winning this one at New York, but let's not give that. I do think New York will put up a fight as well. Jackson Dart brings a lot of energy to the team, and then Scattaboo, I hope I'm saying his name right, does do a really good job as well. And then going in, of course, to the Sunday games, we have Broncos versus Jets very early. Again, I do have Broncos winning this one. Jets just have been struggling all year round. I'm not sure if Fields is going to be able to get it done. I don't think he's even the problem necessarily. It's just they can't finish out a game. Hopefully they could against the Broncos, but Broncos also more of a complete for me as well. Then of course moving into the Colts and Cardinals. Colts are looking really good. Surprisingly and very shockingly, Daniel Jones is playing some of the best football of his career, if not obviously the best, in my opinion. They are just a really good team this year. Their O line is holding up great. Defense is playing very, very well as well. I do think that they, of course, get the dub against the Cardinals. Jacksonville versus, or I'm sorry, yeah, Jacksonville Jaguars, yes. Seattle Seahawks. This is gonna be a good game. Seattle has actually turned a lot of heads. I think that Sam Darnold is playing very good football. Minnesota fans probably miss him, in my opinion. I do think that they are a lot better than people expected. Of course, he's being very good with the ball. Jackson Smith Najigba is playing great, and then just their run game as well has been there. I think Seattle. I do think gets the dub on this one. I do think that Jacksonville will lose it, but it will be close. Um, and then of course moving into Dolphins and Chargers. I wanted to say Chargers comfortably, but they've been playing really not that well recently. I don't know what's going on there. They aren't being themselves. Herbert looks a little bit off. Dolphins, though, I just think they have too many problems. Tua, he can be a good quarterback, but then he turns it over too easily. I do have the Chargers winning this. Rams and Ravens. I don't have to get much detail with that one. Rams are winning. It looks like Lamar Jackson isn't expected to play. He did not practice again yesterday. I do think he'll be out for a lot more time than what's expected. Rams, just too good of a team. They're going to win. Cowboys and Panthers. Good game, possibly here at the Panthers. Um, Bryce Young has his flash, and I think it's going to be close. And I'm actually gonna go with Panthers by 3. I think they win by a field goal. I do think Panthers might just sneak this one in. Saints and Patriots. Patriots. Stephon Diggs and Drake May connection has been going crazy. Hunter, their tight end, Henry. They that connection's been there as well. Run game has been not as good, but the passing game is heating up. I'm gonna go with the Patriots for sure. Saints, though, they might have some extra motivation going into this game, though. They just came off of a shocking win against the Giants, and I think Helen Moore might have them ready. But I feel like as far as more complete, Patriots, in my opinion. Steelers and Browns. Browns and Steelers, I do think Steelers will win. Browns, I think there's just a lot more question marks than what we have for the Browns. Dylan Gabriel might play well. He played well against Minnesota, but Steelers, they have a tougher defense, in my opinion. Not against the run necessarily, so that could be very interesting. Steelers have been shockingly bad against the run. So I am still gonna go Steelers though. I think it will be a good game, but Dylan Gabriel, rookie, I just don't know if he has enough in him. I want to say Steelers. Um, as far as Raiders and Titans, That I'm going to say Raiders. I think Raiders have more of a complete team. Um, as shockingly as that might seem, I just Titans are just really growing pains. They definitely they did a good job last week on getting their win against Arizona, shockingly. But I just think more completed wise Raiders, obviously, but Gino makes bad decisions. I am gonna say Raiders by 3, but it's gonna be a close game as well. The both the teams are struggling really bad right now, but Titans might feel extra motivated going into this game, and I feel like Raiders might be a little down. I'm gonna say Titans actually. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say Titans by a touchdown. I think Titans might actually get more of the win. I think that it will be a better game for them. 49ers and Buccaneers, man. It's Brock Purdy did not practice yesterday, so it looks like, of course, um, geez, man, what is his name? I'm drawing a blank here. Mac Jones will be starting, of course, for the Niners, but I think the Bucks are just so good this year. I don't think they're getting enough praise, honestly. Baker Mayfield's playing amazing football, and Amika Abuka, goodness, he is tearing it up for a receiver right now. They look good. Everything's working for them. And my goodness, this game might go down to the wire, but if you leave Baker Mayfield with 2 minutes, you might as well kiss that game goodbye. I'm going with the Bucks by 10. Um Packers and Bengals. Kind of funny with this one because Packers lost to Joe Flacco once, and now he got traded to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I don't even necessarily think it was a quarterback problem in Browning. Browning isn't the best, obviously, but their O line obviously has so many problems. Their defense is not even the greatest. I do think the Packers are going to win by 14. I don't think the Bengals are going to come close to winning this one. I could be wrong. Joe Flacco could play better, but um and Joe Flacco is more of one of those guys who takes chances. He's going to be throwing it to Jamar Chase probably a lot. So and of course T Higgins. It could be close, but I don't think it is. I don't even want to say it's going to be close. I'm going to say Packers all the way by 14. Lions and Chiefs. Tough game. Obviously, as you can tell in the background here, Hutchinson jersey. Big Lions fan, I really am. We're going into Arrowhead. It's always a tough game. I know everyone keeps talking about Goff's never lost to the Chiefs. He hasn't. But Chiefs coming in extra motivated. They just lost a close one in Jacksonville. A lot of people had some controversy to say about how the way that they won. I know, but the thing is that the rules aren't the same. College, if you fall down, yes, it's a automatic down done. But in NFL, it's different. If you don't get hit and touched and you go down, even if it's by your own player, you're still open to play. But there was a lot of questionable, I know, flags people said. However, that game ended, whatever. Chiefs lost. But I do think the Lions could possibly get the dub. And I know you might say I'm being biased here, but I'm going to go Lions by 3 in a very close game against the Chiefs, as it always is. I think it's going to be a low scoring kind of game. I want to say it's going to be like 24-21, and I know that might not seem low scoring or whatever, but when it goes to the Chiefs, it just seems like it's always like that. And in my opinion, it will be around that score. So I'm gonna say for that one, um, it's gonna be a tough one. I can't wait though. It's gonna be a very, very good game. A night game in Arrowhead, that's always a fun one. Um, and so on. So, of course, though, and then we'll go ahead and talk about Bills and Falcons and Bears and Commanders. Bills and Falcons, uh, that one's gonna be a good game. I feel like a little bit coming off a bye for Atlanta. I do think Bills are gonna win this one though, of course. Bears and Commanders, I think is a no-brainer. As in, I'm thinking the Bears might win this one. The Commanders haven't looked the same. I don't know what's going on over there. Terry McLaurin isn't expected to play, evidently. Run game hasn't been great either. Which I mean, When they got rid of Robinson, I was very shocked as it was. But but they have that rookie who's been killing it. So I want to say Commanders are going to get it together, but I think the Bears might win this one by 3 in a close one. These are some good games this week. What do you guys think in the comments below? I would appreciate if you had some information to give. Um, I'm going based off of what I feel full-heartedly on these games. And there's a lot of good matchups this week, believe it or not. It feels like a lot of good ones. A lot of getting to that point of the season where it's like you gotta shape up right now or it's over, in my opinion. It gets to that time of the year, and I know not everyone's like the Lions, start off 1-6 and then go on a huge hot streak like they did a few years ago. Um, but I feel like this is a really big point for a lot of teams. So there's a lot of interesting ones. Bengals and Packers. I know I said Packers by 14, but goodness, it could be a good one. So, anyways, I'm yapping. What do you guys think? These are my week 6 predictions on this one. I do think it's a lot of good games here, lots of potential. I appreciate you if you stayed to the end of this video. Um, Talk Your Play, my new channel. I just started. I love talking about sports. I talk about this as well on TikTok. Same exact thing, Talk Your Play as well. If you know, want to chat it up, go ahead, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Go ahead if you want to follow me on TikTok as well. Appreciate it. That's all in all, those are my predictions and Talk Your Play. He's out. I'll see you later.